Hi, my name is Maeghan Cotterill, and I was born in Peterborough, Ontario. I now live in Calgary, Alberta. I'm an 11-time world champion in martial arts, specializing in kickboxing and karate. I was the first female president of Team Canada, and I was able to bring the world championships to Canada for the first time and partnering with Susita Nation in 2023. So I started in martial arts when I was 8 years old. From a very young age, I realized that I had a very different upbringing, and home was not necessarily a very safe place for me or for my siblings. Every day that I walked to school to wait for the bus, I had a bully, and she would threaten me and punch me every morning before I got on the school bus. So there was a little community center, YMCA, that was near my house, and it offered martial arts, and I could walk there all by myself at 8 years old. And it finally felt like I was in an environment where I fit. It gave me a sense of safety and freedom and confidence. So martial arts was the place where I felt like it was much, much safer than being at home was. And if I could get myself safer, stronger, more confident, then maybe I could protect my siblings a little bit more and sort of navigate my home life a little bit better. Oof. Fighting for me gave me an identity that I was finally proud of. I felt like I had the identity of a martial artist and someone cool and someone that fit in and someone that was part of something bigger than myself. So on those really bad days, either at school or at home, at least knowing that I was a good martial artist and a martial artist that was accomplishing like some pretty cool and big goals meant everything to me, and sometimes it was the saving grace that I needed at the end of the day. So when I walked into the martial arts space, like the dojo, for the first time, it was quite overwhelming. It was intimidating. It was scary. It was a little bit exciting because it was something new and it was something different, and it was something that I thought maybe I could figure out. So some of the most impactful and meaningful times of my martial arts career were probably getting my black belt at 16 years old, testing with adults, sparring in a large group for the first time, no padding, then getting my first satellite school shortly after that, at such a young age, where I got to become a teacher. I was running the curriculum, I was influencing students. I think winning my 10th world title, because I've won 11, my first one felt surreal, and my first one came with a lot of pushback and negativity and a little bit of chaos, but my 10th world title was emotional, and it meant to me that I'd finally arrived. I finally was there. I was finally good enough. It was such a huge accomplishment to win number 10 and get myself up on that podium. So I think the victory that didn't feel good, the one that didn't feel like a victory, was probably my 11th world title, the last one that I got. There was something about myself where I still didn't feel like I was good enough, and I needed to push more and further, and my body wasn't able to take getting back in the ring and going full contact. But by the time I got the 11th title, it didn't matter anymore. There was no point to getting that 11th one. I was already at the top of the mountain. Why was I still trying to climb so hard to the top instead of enjoying the view and doing something more positive and transitionary while I was already there? So I used to lead with the energy of a fighter, and now I feel like I lead with the energy of a healer. Everything used to be so forceful and pushing and delivering and being so aggressive. And now I'm realizing that as a healer, you can flow. You can navigate things very differently, very calmly. You can inspire people in a very, very, very different way. So what Beyond the Black Belt means for me is how I'm taking my career, my black belts, my experience, my titles, and using them to positively influence people, change the game, aligned with the value system and integrity that I always hope to see in the world and in myself. And I want my legacy to be what I wished I would have had when I was growing up, and what I wished I would have had in this martial arts space, where I could have had a much more positive experience. I could have suffered so much less. And I think my legacy is to create more goodness and see a lot less suffering.